What is good? What is good? We're back with yet another Dead by Daylight video, and this time we're trying something a little bit different. We're going to be trying the, I'd say now infamous Gaff build, Gaff Trapper build even, so made by Staggiez, who is a really nice streamer that I've interacted with over the last couple of months. He's really cool, so I said I'm going to give this build a try. I will leave Staggy's Twitch link in the description because this entire video is based off of his creation, I guess, which it is kind of just a, hey, it's a basement trapper build, but you are aggressively forcing that basement trapper. That's kind of the idea of what we're going to be doing. We have a really... I don't think I entirely played it perfectly, but I gave it a go. That's the best way I can say is that I gave it a go. Of course, please check out our Twitch ourselves. It's right there on the screen. Follow me over there. It's in the description if you want. The TikTok is going as well. I just want to say thank you to anybody who's been checking out the videos lately. It's been an awful lot of fun to do these kind of things. I know they're not great. They're not edited up like crazy. They're not all these stylish, crazy videos, but they've been really fun to do, and it's really kept me on a really tight schedule. And just kept me consistent, and it's fun doing them, and I really enjoyed it. But let's talk about the build really quick. We've got Agitation, we've got Iron Grasp, Mad Grit, and Lightborn, even though I know they've mixed it up with some other stuff. I was like, Lightborn seems good so they don't mess with me if there's anybody with flashlights. All of it is just about getting to the basement, no matter whereabouts of the map, and just giving myself a chance to get into the basement. But the add-ons, we've got the add-on that gives you every single trap all at one go, but you can't pick them up. And then if I walk into a trap, it doesn't get me stuck in it. So that means if I was bringing anybody into the basement, I could just walk straight through every trap and I wouldn't have to worry about it. That's kind of the plan. Now we'll have to see how the game goes. Honestly, not even joking as well, I didn't record multiple games for this. I'd record like 3 or 4 games and I'll pick out one that's more interesting than the rest. This, I just recorded one game. I felt that went okay. I'll see what you guys think. But again, I just want to say thank you to anybody who's been checking out like the shorts, the YouTube videos, the TikToks. A lot of them have done decently. A lot of them have done the normal amount of decency. Some of them have gone above. So that's a huge thank you to anybody who's been checking it out. It's been a lot of fun. It's been really cool getting to work on the videos and just making the thumbnails and posting them and getting them set up and scheduled, and just seeing everybody interacting with the videos has been really nice. So thank you. But that out of the way, we should probably get into the game. I got Garden of Joy, which probably wasn't the best of maps to get for this, to be honest. I'd played a couple of games before this that wasn't doing this. It was just me playing the game, doing some challenges, and I got 5 games back to back where somebody brought Dead Dog Saloon and had head-on builds, and it was completely different people. All of the lobbies were completely different. I don't know if somebody's made a video making everybody want to do that in Dead Dog, and I know it's because the main building's lockers are set up for it and all of that, but my god is it miserable. We do, however, get a nice little early starter here on this. The way I set off my traps in the basement, in here, in the shack, which is the best place for it. I just have to get somebody in there as quick as possible, which Dwight didn't really make it that difficult to start to get that hit, and I thought I'd get another one there, but sometimes DBD gives you the niceties and sometimes they don't. We do a beautiful mind game there to get the Dwight to just and we get to start our Trapper's basement, the Gaff Trapper, which is basically Trapper's house. For anybody that doesn't get that, again, just while we're starting this out, another shout out to Staggiez. Really cool streamer. I've interacted with like himself and Slate and G-Burb, and I've been in and around the communities for a while now, and they're all really nice people, but Staggiez is the guy that has kind of given this creation to the world where you just set every trap you have around the shack, which is really evil when you think about it. It is around here as well in my gameplay where I did realize that Territorial was on instead of Lightborn, which again is fine. I'm pretty sure there's people with loads of different ideas for that fourth and final perk. I just think at the beginning I'd maybe put on Lightborn. I was like, that could be an idea, and then when I actually was in the game, we had Territorial. But Dwight does manage to get himself off the hook, so I have to be like on my toes. But unfortunately, trying to make his way out, he walks into a trap. Dwight's not having a good time, but we're keeping him in the gaff. That's the main thing. Everything, every bit of gameplay, every single moment has to be about getting him in here when possible, because again, Garden of Joy is a bit of an awkward one. I'm setting some traps here. Somebody snapped that trap up there. It is, and I should have seen her there, right? Like, I'm pretty sure she's there. Like right on top of the stairs there when I'm turning so fast that it's actually kind of hard to see her, but I should have seen her. I should have seen her coming down, but we have to see her to get out. They have to make it out of the gaff now. There's traps everywhere. Lisa's doing a good job. She's hit the top of the stairs, and then Dwight's making a move. He's trying to figure out where he can go. Can he go to the window? He does a very nice spin, but unfortunately Dwight walks straight back into a trap. Which just means the fate of Dwight is unfortunately sealed. He couldn't make it out of the gaff. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Like, what more could you say? It's just unfortunate. Now, it is around here where I get myself stuck into a bit of a tricky situation, because I'm looking for Elisa, and she has managed to get herself into a really good pallet in a really good spot. I probably should have committed to the Lara Croft there. If I'd have chased her knowing that the other person had done the gen and maybe gotten a hit, this would have been way safer for me. But now I have to try and like mind game and push these two guys and try and make some kind of play that seems worthwhile, so I can actually try and get somebody back into the basement, which I just realized here, I'm just like, they're going to keep going back and forth. By the time I go to pick her up, I'm going to get hit, so I just need to leave her and just get a hit here and force the play. I get a little teabag as well. The Lara Croft played very, very well. This entire game, the Lara Croft does a lot of very just decent plays, to be honest to her, she does. But I'm not letting go of what happened there. I'm just like, I need somebody. I do get blinded, but I do a semi-decent job of keeping up with her. I was able to hear where she'd gone, but I just needed to figure out where she'd actually moved to. I do a really awkward job of mind gaming there. But is this Operation Gaff? Do we make it there? Do we get back to the house? Do I make it? It's a bit of a distance. Garden of Joy is tough. It's a big map to be doing this on. It's really, like, if this was anywhere else other than this side of the map, it had basically been a GG for this idea, because I would never have made it. But we do, by the skin of our teeth, make it into this one. So I have to set up a couple of little moments here, because somebody left scratch marks in. I was like, I'm not getting caught again. If the lease is after coming in here, I'm not getting caught again. So I'm setting up as many traps as I possibly can, because I'm not letting that little moment of somebody sneaking in behind me happen again. So I kicked the gen as well for no reason, because there was like 2% done to it. But we reset up all of our traps. We've got a new tenant living down in the basement, and I want to keep them. And I set 2 new, like, awkwardly placed traps, because, like, right, they kind of seen where some of the traps were. They know they're on the stairs, but they know the top floor is opened up. But then we get somebody escaping here, and me, being an idiot, I walked through that trap on the way in, so I gave her an exit. If I had climbed back in the window the way I'd gone out, I'd probably have kept her trapped there, but I was just so dumb. I don't know why. Even that, if I'd have maybe walked in the door and then just stayed in the door, she'd have had to have made a more awkward play. But unfortunately, everything in hindsight is way easier to pick up on. So now I'm back into chase mode, and I get absolutely mind read here, because I showed my light, I showed myself coming in, and she did not bother moving. So Lara Croft takes the pressure for her instead. It's a very good team. I can't even entirely fault like myself, because the team just played very well. I did think about putting a trap there, but I backed out of it instead. And then I kind of realized here that, yeah, this Lara, she knows what she's going to be doing. She's got finesse on, she's got a very good loop about her, she knows what she's doing. So I catch some scratch marks going upstairs. I'm like, right, we can get back pressure. I don't know if I can make it to the shack from anybody over here, but we'll get pressure. Down to Lisa, and I was like, right, she's down, and I can get this person because they're injured. Easily I can get this person. And then I have a brain fart moment, because Lara Croft comes in, I see her running, so my brain just swings into the middle of them. Instead of picking one and going, right, aim just for that one and you'll be fine, I swing right into the middle of them. Which is kind of annoying, but, you know, it's fine. We get a nice little chase going on here with the Sable. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about these skins. And she does go down in a pretty good space, but I'm not too sure how I feel about the fiery Halloween skins that they've given to Sable and Michaela. They're very bright. Now, do I make it into the basement? That's the question that's going on here. Will I make it? Because the distance there was quite long, but I do have the brown add-on, so I don't need to be worried about walking into any of these traps, but unfortunately it's not going to make a difference because I was too far away, and that's when I started to realize in this game that it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to do this because of how big this map can be. But doesn't mean I'm giving up. I'm just realizing that not every single hook can get into the basement now. Some of them I'm just going to have to go right. We'll get as close as we possibly can, and then I'll just have to move from there because I'm not going to make it. Like right here, no chance I'd have made it into the basement. Even with this mad grit, like hit on the Lara Croft, there's no chance I'd have made it into the basement. No fucking chance. But she does do a really smart play. I don't know how she got the Sabo there, right? And I'm trying to let go of the Sable right now, so I'm trying to move to get into a spot where I have to let go. Her getting that Sabo, very good save. But also gives me an opportunity to get back into the Gaff. We just move straight there. We just go straight forward. Which, you know, silver lining. It may have fell apart trying to get the Sable back in, but at least Lara Croft was able to bite the bullet and get sent directly down. I probably should have thrown her on the back hook to try and force, like, weirder plays or give me a chance to come back down. But, again, we're still getting the basement plays. We're just not entirely landing a lot of them or multiple people at one time, which probably would have killed the game a lot quicker. If I'd have got 2 people down there and then a third one trying to come in and get the save, we'd have probably had a much better game. But again, game went kind of out like control because the team were just that good. The team were playing very, very well. And it wasn't until afterwards I'd realised that they were a Swift, which I don't know if I'd have even picked up on that. They were just playing very, very good, but it didn't seem like they were not coming to get people in basements or like working together to get somebody in the basement. You know, like they didn't feel like they were Swift saving anybody. You just felt like they were playing the game. And they did kind of like adapt themselves. Like just from playing, they just seemed to adapt to realize that, hey, he's going to be in the basement. Just send somebody out doing gens and we'll figure it out ourselves afterwards, which is the best way to play against something like this. Once you've got somebody that's entire plan is built off the basement, it's probably best not to play directly into it. Which they did so well to get her out there. The Lisa walking into the trap getting the Lara Croft out was very, 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 very good, so I didn't get to get multiple people again. I just got unlucky in some of the plays, I think, as well. I think that's like the main thing I can take is I just got unlucky with some of the plays. So I set an extra trap just down there for like if we get another person coming down, a new trap might catch them off guard or just more space is taken up. But I can't fault the team at all. They've played fantastically in trying to stop me, and I just didn't do a like amazing job of sticking people into the basement at the same time. Like again, I've seen Staggiez doing it. I've seen multiple people doing basement builds, and they do an amazing job at it. And then I was just there walking over my own traps, completely forgetting that they'll break and people can just walk past them. So that's just on me. Realistically, that's just on me. But right now, the team is trying to make some moves to get the last person that's gone in here into. See, I don't know why I walked through that. So, see, that's where I make the mistakes. I have to try and come around and force them to play worse. Like right there, I'm doing a good job of keeping her out, but I should have came around that way the entire time because there's still the pallet there. So I'm just making sure that the Lara Croft isn't after sneaking in. And I'm basically giving the Lisa here anti-camp bar charges. She's just getting the anti-camp to charge up while I'm just walking around her. Which probably isn't the best thing because it's just giving them free unhooks instead of forcing the team to come down. Which is probably another thing that if I do this again I need to try is not to be on the shack so much and try and just go out and about and then come back when I hear trap snapping, because you're going to hear them snapping and they're going to have to rush their way down and rush their way back up. Again, this Lara Croft was just so on the ball with every bit of play. Like, very, very good. And they were doing, like, they're doing such a very good job of spreading out my, like, vision. Also, she gets out of here solely by the anti-hook. If I hadn't have been, or the anti-camp, if I hadn't have been camping, she wouldn't have at all had that. But she tries to smartly drop the pallet on the trap and then go over, but I had the trap set in such a way that if they tried anything like that, it's on the opposite side of the pallet. Like, same on that door, just in case it was there, I was just setting right on the outside of the pallet, so even if they dropped the pallet, there wouldn't have been any, like, dodging of the trap. So it was a good place trap, and it does get me another person into the basement. That's basically the point of the Gaff trapper build. Get them down here and get them killed, which it's definitely done that. We've got 2 kills on the basement. So even my own little, like, quarrels with how I played, I've got 2 people killed in the basement, and I've had some fun. The game was pretty fun. I don't really know why Disable was here. I don't know. I'm really not entirely sure why Disable was there, what they were doing. They just came over to the shack. Maybe they'd come looking for the gen that was here and thought I'd maybe left here, but why would I have left? It just makes no sense. Which, again, another person in the basement. All I wanted now was for Lara Croft to be anyway altruistic, and I'd be like, yes. If the Lara Croft even slightly comes down to make an attempt to get the save, I will be absolutely eating blessings. So I'm like, right, I can move. I can look around. If they go and make the move, that'll give me an excuse then to come run back. It'll be fine. But then I was like, they're not going to come get the save. And they didn't, because Disable let themselves die. It's fun. Like, again, I don't mind getting a little hatch standoff or a hatch chase. You know, you're trying to figure it out at the end. It's just I really wanted to do, like, multiple people down there at the same time, like have 2 people hooked, have somebody coming in, you'd have just cleaned up the game. But as I've said throughout the entire video, this team were really, really good. And then I figured out that because there was somebody streaming, they were Swift, so I'm assuming they were like telling each other, hey, don't come down in numbers, there's traps here, send one person, break them, they're around, whatever, usual Swift stuff, which I'm not complaining and saying, oh, I lost because Swift. They just played very, very well, and they were a good counter to the build, but they still managed to lose 3 people to it. So it just, there we go. And then we have the teabagging, Lara Croft getting in. I was really hoping I'd get up and just put my foot on that just as they were about to get in. But yeah, that was my attempt at the Gaff Trapper build that I have found through watching Staggiez builds. Again, check them out in the description. Check out all the links in the description for my own Twitch. Come say hi. Tell me you found me through a video or whatever, if you've seen this or any of those types of things. Go check out Staggiez. He's really, really, really nice, and I've had fun. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Leave a comment. If you made it this far, say the word skateboard and I'll know you've made it this far. I appreciate it. Hit the like, comments, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye 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 bye.